My name is Dana Munson. I'm a realtor with the Keller Williams Bakersfield Market Center. On June 5th, 2015, we were going to a movie in the park, and my husband started not feeling well, and he went into a seizure and fell in our driveway and hit his head on the concrete and went limp on me. And I thought he died right there in my arms in front of me and my two kids. He was rushed to the hospital. They found he had a very rare brain hemorrhage, both above and below the cerebellum and the occipital lobe. They took him into surgery. They were able to remove one large clot and slow down the bleeding. And the physician came out of the surgery and said he did all he could, and that if he woke up, we didn't know what condition he would be in, and that basically it was in God's hands. Before he went into surgery, we were showing the doctors pictures of the kids. You've got to save them. They need their daddy. 45 minutes after his surgery, his pupils were reactive, and he had reflexes in all extremities, which was an excellent sign. And God had answered our prayers. We had this one nurse. It was probably a couple of days into it, and she let us bring the kids down. And her philosophy was that the kids were going to give them that extra drive and that extra push. They let him, lay up on the bed with them and snuggle with him, and it really, really helped him to push forward and to get better.
To have my family there, words can't describe how awesome it is.
4 days after Ed's injury, they actually had him up walking. He was able to take a few steps that day. He was in ICU for several days and then was transferred to a rehab hospital for a couple of weeks. By the time he was released from the rehab hospital, he actually walked in the parade. He was the only one there that walked out. He was an inspiration to the other patients there. He was an inspiration to the physical therapists, the occupational therapists, the speech therapists. It was just a true miracle to see where he was and where he could have been. So we filed for disability, and we were surprised that his disability was denied. So that all had to be appealed. Ed was the primary provider for our family since we have the two small children.
You feel so helpless that you can't provide for your family, and that's what you were bred to do, is get up and go to work every morning and make sure that your kids can eat and that you have a roof over your heads. And to be laying in a hospital bed and not knowing how you're going to do that is just the worst feeling ever.
A couple of days into it, I got a call from our KW Cares ambassador, and they had started collecting donations. And within a month, they had collected over $3,000 from colleagues, friends, strangers. My husband didn't even have to know that his disability was denied, and he didn't have to worry about any of that. All he had to worry about was getting well.
When I was told that there was the KW Cares program and things were in motion and not to worry and this and that, it was just like the biggest weight was lifted. I'm so grateful to this organization for coming through for my family when I couldn't. I got Larry's brownies, for God's sakes. Those were amazing. Even though I couldn't taste, I lost my taste, I lost my smell, I couldn't see straight, I couldn't walk, I could barely talk, I could eat brownies.
We were able to apply for a KW Cares grant, and that assisted us in getting the medical treatment that Ed needed to get better.
Stuff like that that's not covered, it's not cheap, and it's really necessary.
We found a facility here in Bakersfield. It was a neural performance coaching establishment, and they worked on his cognitive ability along with physical ability.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone.
It changed my outlook, it changed my outcome. I never would have recovered the way that I recovered.
He was also able to go to the Amin Clinic, which is a world-renowned institute that works with just brain injury patients. Before doing all of these treatments, when you looked in his eyes, he just looked lost. And now you look in his eyes and you see life and love. 4 months after his injury, when we went down south to do some of his testing, he was actually able to get back on his surfboard and paddle out. It just, it was so rewarding to see how far he had come, and it was all thanks to the KW Cares grant and the treatment he received from them.
If it wasn't for Keller Williams, we wouldn't be in the position we're in, and I'm forever grateful. And it's a great thing. This is seriously like a family, and every time we go to the functions and stuff, it's like everybody knows who I am, and I seem to know who everybody is. This is true family, so that's how I feel. I'm a happy camper. That's what I got.
If I told you my story, you would hear hope that wouldn't let go. And if I told you my story, you would hear love that never gave up.